Hey, so how you doing, everyone? So today I wanted to kind of like bust this myth about lucky numbers, your license plate and phone number and this number and the house number and this and that. Okay. Because if you just rely on these numbers, you can make some big mistakes. Big mistakes. Let's say, for example, you have a car license plate which is, let's say, 735, because some in most countries, there will be a section related to the state and the district, and then the actual number, given to an individual. Otherwise, like for example in US, you every state will have their own way of giving you a license plate, but you cannot have two identical plates, in the entire US. Doesn't matter which state. So whenever, let's say, if your number, the last three digits is uh 735 or 753, that's supposed to be your luckiest license plate number. You get it, and either nothing happens or mostly negative things are happening. Now, why is this? Because you're forgetting, if you have this number 753, 7 is connected with Ketu, 5 is connected with Mercury, 3 is connected with Jupiter. For example, all these three planets are conjunct in your 8th house. Would you want to have this particular lucky plate number and lucky this number? So before you go into these quick, remedies, trips that you get, like these psychedelic remedy trips you get, you have to really understand the full extent of how the remedy would be affecting you. Okay. So even if it's your lucky mobile number, let's say it's 8, okay, it's 824, and you've got Saturn, Rahu, Moon in the 8th, Saturn, Rahu, Moon in the 6th. What do you think you're activating then? Only the people who are going to complain will be calling you. And people who call you will make you feel depressed. So whenever you look at these things, you have to analyze not only these numbers, you have to actually look at their placement in your own chart. You have to see, what if this number, okay, if my lucky number is 5, what is 5? 5 is known as Mercury. Although in numerology also there's some discrepancy, where number 7 is actually Saturn, number 8 is Mars, number 9 is Ketu. This is the actual Vedic numerology. So you can be running into confusion in that. My whole thing is, when universe brings you something naturally, just take that. Okay, you need to just take that. Because if you're going through a good time, you're in the right property, right vastu is there, naturally the cosmos will say, okay, this is all being aligned here. Here's your new card that you got, and this is the license plate for this car number. Oh, you move to a completely different state, you're changing your phone number, and you just take whatever number that comes in. There are people who have made it from rag to riches without using these things, and then later they can use these things to keep up that wealth. But there are things happening naturally in people's life to get them from one position to another. And sometimes people get lucky to understand these inner workings, and then they start rising in life. But all of it all depends upon your chart and what timing and what exactly is being activated. So when you just blindly run towards these things, you're going to be blind. There's no sight coming through. So you got to use a little bit of logic when you are going on these things. To this day, I've never cared about any of these things, lucky plate and lucky, phone number and this and that. You just, most of the time when you're doing things right, let the universe gives you what it wants to give you. Okay. But can it be done? Sure. But then you have to look into depth. What is the number? How is it that is relating in my life? What exactly is this number? What's the dasha? All of these things. Okay. So hopefully, this has given you a little bit easier, simpler, deeper perspective on these particular, fast food remedies that you might run into, because most of them have to be analyzed. All right. Thank you.